It's like a
Oh,
gearbox.
we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Welcome everyone to TCL week. I believe we're 7 now. We got the last or second to last match of the week. Again, another match tomorrow. Exciting matchup tonight. Music is in the office. I will be joining him here probably after this game. I will join the office, but for now he's working from the office. Tonight we've got Team Chungle Control versus the Verdant Monkeys, and Chungle Control is looking at a win as a necessity for them to stay in playoff hopes right now.
Yeah. Right now, what is it? If Chungle Control wins, they secure a spot for 6th seed definitively. And if they win today, definitely TKC is definitely kicked out.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. So
and vice versa.
Vice versa.
If they lose, then they're definitely in, and TKC is definitely out. So both of those teams definitely looking at this match, hoping for their desired results. And honestly, there's a lot riding on this match otherwise as well, because the Verdant Monkeys, being a 4-2 team, are hoping to get this win so that they can look at a higher playoff seeding. Whereas if they were to lose here, it's very likely that they could end up just about in last, I believe, other than Chungle Control. They'll be the 5th place. So
yeah. So this is interesting because VMS has a really strong jungle presence and then a bot lane presence as well. And they have a really solid mid presence. And then when you look at TCC, they have a strong top laner, a strong mid laner, but today they have a sub jungler, right?
Yeah, that's right. We have instead of Little Garrett in the jungle, we will have the top laner from front to back. Reformed Bully will be subbing in for the jungle, so that'll be interesting. We've never seen him jungle on the TCL stage before. I believe he would consider himself to be kind of a fill player, can kind of play whatever role. So he'll probably, I would say, still off-rolled here because he's been practicing either top lane this season or support last season. So we'll definitely have to see what he can bring out here.
Well, he's had an excellent showing from last season when he filled mid lane to sub for someone else. Remember that? And then he ended up dominating that match. And was that our team or was that someone else's team? But definitely everyone saw that, and that was an insane bully to behold.
Yeah, I definitely don't remember exactly, but regardless of that, tonight he's against definitely one of the top 2 or 3 junglers, maybe even the best jungler in the league. Mr. Fruge has been getting consistent leagues, putting up consistent carry performances, so we'll have to see how he fares against one of the strongest junglers in the league.
That's true, and the bot lane for TCC is something to look at also, only because they have been practicing a little bit differently. They've been throwing more control mages towards the bot lane to see if it could make a difference, and it slowly started to make a difference in the previous matches. So let's see what they have planned for today as we move on to Champ Select.
Yeah, we're getting into Champ Select here. We're going to see a Jhin ban right off the bat, banned away from Toasty TG.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been a definite comfort prio pick for Toasty. He's played it a lot throughout all 3 of his seasons in TCL, so definitely a reasonable ban, I'd say. Would be surprised if we didn't see the Zillion ban, as everyone's banned that against Verd. The LeBlanc ban is also not surprising against Control.
Oh yeah. And that is a Lee Sin ban aimed at Prouget, I believe.
Yeah, that's interesting to me. I don't believe Toki or Verd either play it in the solo lanes. It's a little bit interesting to me that they would ban that, because if we watched my own team's games against Jungle Control last week, Tranimal actually played the Lee Sin top lane twice kind of, I wouldn't necessarily say heavily prioed it, but he picked it over a number of his other comfortable champs. So I'm a little surprised to see that banned out, and also an Ezreal ban from blue side.
Once again aimed at Toasty. Toasty is the key player here, I guess, from what blue side sees. Ooh.
They get the Nocturne though.
Insta-lock from Tranimal.
Yeah, I gotta
Would be
say,
flex in theory, right?
yeah, I think it's gonna be going top lane though.
It most likely is, but you know them. They have. I don't know if
Sure.
Willie has practice on Nocturne jungle, but definitely Tranimal has played it top and Control has played it mid. So
Right.
they aim for great flexes, but that is also a big weakness because if you flex too hard, you can get caught in the flex, right?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. And noticeably, Zverd has gotten his Zillion. I actually don't know if I could be wrong here. Someone can correct me if I am, but I don't think Verd has ever gotten to play Zillion this season. He got it a few times last season on my own team. Was a monster on that pick. Really surprised to see that being let through.
the
Ooh.
first Zillion that can confirm from production. This is the first Zillion Vert has been able to play this entire season.
Well, this is also interesting because now we've got both Zillion and Ziggs, and Ziggs is Ziggs is just a really strong champ right now, and it's kind of a takeaway from Control here. They've now gotten LeBlanc, Ari, and Ziggs all off the table from Control. So
And that is a
Control
Veigar
does
pick.
have, yeah, Veigar. That Veigar will definitely go bot lane. That was another thing they played last week against my own team. They played the Veigar in the bot lane, and then we didn't let them have it again because it was very annoying in that one game we played against it.
That's totally fine. And that is something that they have. No, it is the Jace pick from Tranimal.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Was they put the Control was on Jace at least 2 of those games. I believe we managed to ban it away from them the 3rd game, but yeah, Jace Control on that Jace was definitely very scary. And against Verd's Zillion, I can't. Olaf is a very interesting pick as well.
That is something I have seen Fruge practice though.
Yeah.
I know. Like we can talk. It's not scrims. It was just like us playing random games. But I know I played a few games with him a few weeks back, and he played they updated Olaf, and he was just like, Olaf could be my jungler for now. And
yeah, I think Olaf definitely not in the place he's been in the past few years where he's been like the heaviest meta jungler, but still very solid pick. And I think it's also great here because he's against Veigar. Once he hits 6, he can just run down into that lane and run straight through that stun cage.
True. So it's up to Fruge to kind of plow through the CC and try to get a pick as best as he can.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna actually say he's gonna have to be careful with all the damage, but he kind of isn't though. He's got a Zillion behind him. The Zillion Olaf is very scary. Speeding up the Olaf with that empowered or the CC prevention off of his ulti, and then also a Zillion ult on top of that. It's gonna be a very scary Olaf running at you.
I mean, not to mention a Ziggs with the fadeaway bombs. Ziggs is just one of the nastiest champions you'll ever meet.
Yeah, Ziggs is very solid right now, which I'm guessing that Ziggs with the Zillion being locked in, I would be really shocked here if they put the Zillion towards Monkey. I know Monkey has played it a few times. So if the Zillion's going to Verd, which is I think what we expect, then that Ziggs is going to Toasty.
Well, what if they big brain here and they flex the Ziggs into Toasty, and Zillion's actually gonna go into Olaf?
Yeah, that would be that'd be an interesting thing to see, but that does not appear to be what we're gonna see. It will be the Ziggs and Braum in the bot lane, and we were saving actually Pokemon Panda's pick for last. I'm guessing they want to see whether that Nocturne is going into the top of the jungle.
True, and the Jace could also be flex top. I know Tranimal is an avid fan of Jace. He does like to say that he's not very mechanically inclined on it, but I've seen him play it, and he's a really good Jace as well. So
yeah, and this Trundle pick is actually, we have to wait to see the last pick here because this Trundle pick could actually be jungle or support still because Matthias has played it. That was what they paired with the Veigar last week, was the Trundle.
Yeah, they do say, and I've heard from sources that their favorite counter against Olaf is the Trundle. Ooh, it is the Kale top, and then
yeah, so that'll be Kale top, Nocturne in the jungle, Jace mid, or I suppose, I doubt it, but I suppose they could switch to Jace and Kale if they wanted, but then it'll be the Veigar and the Trundle bot lane. We'll see. Toki's gonna have to pick something here that can pressure this Kale pretty well. Ooh. I hope he doesn't. Oh no.
Wait.
No, this is not that good of a matchup for Darius. You have decent kill pressure on her from like levels 1 to 5, but as soon as she hits 6 and becomes both ranged and gets her ulti that just gives her
blows through the
invulnerability,
door.
it's so sad for Darius. Like in the past, before kills, like little rework in the past couple years, this was
Yeah,
like one of the worst Darius matchups top lane. It's a little better now that Kale is not ranged for 5 levels, but it's a really dangerous lane for Darius.
that's true. Kayla is actually just insanely strong. If she plays really safe and she plays to her advantages. And right now, it's up to Toki right now, right? Right now, we're kind of looking and we're saying it's up to Toki right now to get Kale, bring her down, like get as much of an advantage as you can before her level 6, and see where that goes. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say this is a game that definitely we're going to be looking at the top lane. I mean, mid lane shouldn't be too interesting just being a Zillion lane. It's going to be a farm lane. Honestly, same thing with bot lane. Between like both bot lanes are just so like passive that it's going to be definite farm handshake lanes in mid and bot, whereas we're going to look at action in the top and the jungle. And I wouldn't be surprised to see some 2v2s up there early, because I think Fruge should be trying to help Darius pressure this kill early on. Because if Toki can manage to get a freeze in front of his tower and then they zone Kale off, they can definitely stall the time that Kale needs in order to get really strong. And if Toki can maybe get an item before Kale is too strong, then you can kind of survive in the lane a little bit. Because the thing about that matchup is if Darius does get a big lead, it's not so bad, because if you can get on top of Kale, which you don't have Strybreaker anymore, so that's a little tough. But if you can stay on top of her, then you can maybe force the ult before you have to ult, and then as soon as that ult drops, you just ult kill her. So
True. And it's going to be interesting because also I think mid. Yeah, you're correct. I think mid is not really something to be looked at right now. It's going to be really top and potentially bot lane as well, only because it is a mage kind of beef tank versus mage beef tank bot lane, right?
mm-hmm.
So it's a sight to behold. Toasty prepped this because I guess they knew that the bot tactics was gonna aim for another mage bot. So they did prep for that, because from experience, me playing ADC is just, when you play an ADC against a mage bot, it's just a horrible time to play with.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Verdant Monkeys have done a pretty good job with kind of dealing with some of these things that they knew. The Chungle Control, would do. What with taking away the Ziggs, as well as I like the LeBlanc and Aurelia bans. I think I would have preferred to see the Jace ban over the Ahri ban, or maybe even the Nocturne ban over the Ahri ban. I think Jungle Control has still gotten a lot of their prio picks that they want. But I think there's definite like things that they've gotten, considering how much they gave. I think they did get some of what they wanted as well.
This is also something interesting. For the nth game in a row, I don't know exactly what number it is. It's everyone has left Gnar ever since the little rework on Stridebreaker. Ever since then, everyone's been leaving Gnar up for Toki, and Toki has not grabbed it one bit. And
yeah, I was a little surprised by that. I was about to, before they hovered that Darius, I was about to say I think Gnar would be Toki's best pick into this Kale.
Yeah. I guess Darius would be the move, but I think he's just a lot better even with the slight nerf on Stridebreaker. So I'm not sure. Let's see how that top jungle matchup goes, though, just to see if they can do it together. I mean, if they could do it together and try to put pressure on Tranimal to see if they could delay Tranimal's power spike as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And if they can get like a slight lead in the top lane, and Toki can kind of hold it a little bit there, then they can free themselves up to move towards that bot lane with the Olaf Zillion. And if they can get some 4-man bot lanes ganks with the Olaf ult and the Zillion ult, they could definitely be abusing this Vanguard Trundle lane.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, there is a pause in the beginning.
Yeah, waiting on a little pause here. Not sure. It was rather immediate pause. Guess we're just having had some slight technical issues, but
yeah. I don't know. How's your today, Blood? I don't know. We talked a lot about it. We talked a lot about the match today, and what we see. How's your day, Blood?
not bad. I didn't have too much going on today. Didn't help my parents with some yard work, put some mulch out, but then it started to rain on us, so we came in.
Okay.
How about you, man? How's your day going?
I got off work like about an hour or so ago. I ate, drank some water. I feel good.
There you go. Yeah,
It's a slow day today, and it's okay. It's a little warm outside, but who's complaining?
I mean, hey, man, it's Tuesday. Not too many people have crazy things happening on Tuesday.
That is true. Oh, there is an explanation for the pause. If we could get that from production, it would be nice. But so it's totally fine if we cannot. Yeah, but everyone in the chat, if you guys, as long as you guys are watching, who do you think will win game 1? Do you think it will be Team Jungle Control, or do you think it will be the Verdant Monkeys? What do you guys think?
Yeah, give us some predictions here, but looks like we'll finally be getting into this game. Not exactly sure what that was about, but yeah, looking pretty standard across the board. I'd say we're looking at we are looking at two TPs from each team. The Jace does have the Ignite in the mid lane versus Verd's TP in the mid lane versus, as opposed to the TP in the bot lane to heal. So slight edge on combat sums, or rather, I should say slight difference on combat sums.
That is the call start for the Kayle. Tranimal decided to start on the call, and Toki decided to start with the Doran Shield. So that's going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Kayle start, or the Cole start on Kayle is definitely a little greedy, but at the same time, as long as you aren't losing that lead in the first, or at least not going even in those first 5 levels, I think a Cole start will be totally fine.
Oh, I agree. It is one of the greediest top laners starts. But as said from 2 top laners, right? However, you're correct. As long as they navigate it correctly, Tranimal will be seeing hopefully benefits with the call.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're also getting some opposite starts here with the jungle. The Team Jungle Control will be sending the Nocturne up to top the blue buff on the top side, whereas the other team will be starting at the blue buff on the other side. And we did see an early ward come out onto Nocturne's Wraith Camp here, so they will see him as he passes through here, as long as he isn't taking the long way around specifically to avoid that ward. Actually, some really early aggression here from Control, getting a really nice trade onto Bird there in the mid lane.
Oh, I agree. That's big chunky plays. Jace is a level 1 bully, just having 2 abilities, well, basically 3 abilities.
Continuing actually to just put the pressure on him, zone him off the wave, and Nocturne can't really do anything about, or excuse me, Olaf can't really do anything about this until the flash.
Oh, the flash Q.
The flash trades. I think that's probably a smart flash there from Verd. Very aggressive from Control, but Verd flashes out of the Jace. Not only damage from Q, but that slow as well, which could have maybe been scary with that Ignite if it had hit.
Yeah. Troll is playing this matchup really aggressive, really early, and that's really good. Blue flash early, gets some momentum. Gets some advantage only because he has the Ignite, versus the TP. So it'll be good for jungle pressure if Bully decides to apply pressure onto mid.
Yeah, absolutely. Also looks like in the top lane, if I saw that correctly, it looks like it is starting to push a little bit back towards Toki here. That's a little bit. But Fruge is also on the top side. Tranimal does have a word to cover him, but this maybe could be an opportunity, especially with Fruge's Ghost, to possibly burn that flash off the kill.
That's true. Oh, is this going to be Darius' pull? Okay.
Yeah, Toki looking very aggressive there, but nothing.
Toki looking for a pull. Tranimal just hits the W, walks away with that extra movement speed. Fruge coming in for an early for a gank. Sits on the ward, and decides maybe it's time.
Yeah, we'll come in for a little damage. He's not really going to get much here. Oh, actually, the flash is traded. I'm a little surprised to see that, but I think that is actually not bad at all from Toki there to go for that flash, because not only is the wave pushing towards him, and Kayle will have to be afraid to come back here, but now he's so much more gankable as long as Olaf is just going to land 1 Q, and actually he's going to take Scuttle and go straight back up there. Not sure if that ward is dropped yet. It looks like that ward is still there, and so Tranimal will see him again. But I think this is good. They need to be pressuring the kill off the wave, and Toki is getting a bit of farm lead here. This is what they needed to do with that lane.
Chernobyl decides to stay, knowing that Frugia has backed. The bot lane has seen some trades, tactics seeing the worst end of it, but they're still in this.
Oh, very
Braum going
aggressive
for
play
the flash auto.
from him. Oh, he's just about to die. He's almost going to go down. Only has the TP.
There was like pause.
1 HP.
Exhaust the Braum gets out.
Wow, that's insane. They were just barely able to finish him off. I believe he went down to about 10 HP there. That's so sad for the for the bot lane of the Verdant Monkeys here. Fruge will, or excuse me, Bully will come up and help the Kale shove this in. Toki going for some very aggressive plays here, but shouldn't actually be able to totally stop this freeze. Looks like it is not actually frozen though, because 3 caster minions, if you don't know, 3 caster minions does not freeze a wave. You need more than that, so it will be pushing back.
That is true. Although good looks on Toki. He's aiming for some aggressiveness to try and mitigate try to mitigate Tranimal from trying to push forward. Because as you know, a low pre-6 Kale is much easier to kill Kale than a 6 Kale that's low, a level 6 Kale that's low.
Yeah, absolutely. Toki will have gotten a slight farm lead, about 15 here, or approaching on it. Actually, Fruge is looking for a very aggressive gank. I gotta say, I like this. I think... Oh, Tranimal just barely not spotting him out there. As long as they play this correctly, I think they can actually kill him here. Yeah, the blast camp goes over. He has to land this Q here. We'll see if he does. Does not quite land it. He needs to pick up the second one.
Will Darius land Q?
They will get the apprehend. It may be enough to kill him, and that will be first blood. Fruge getting very low to the tower, but that's very well played from Fruge and Tokimon there, doing exactly what they need to do, punishing the scale lane and that coal start. Yeah, very well played. And not only that, Tranimal does still have his TP, and so they will force that TP. Actually, no. I believe... okay, no. Toki was just catching the wave. It will push back into him. Meanwhile, Jungle Control will get Dragon off of this, which is important. It is only an air drake, so not the biggest deal, but the that also means it's not going to be an air drake soul, which is very good. So
that's true.
They're one step closer to that.
Yeah, I remember reading somewhere that they tried to assign gold value to like the first 2 sets of drakes in different combinations. And if I remember correctly, Cloud Drake plus 1 more, it's either Mountain or Ocean, is the lowest value Drake that you could ever get in the first 2. Yeah. So I don't remember which one, because they equated one of them to 200 gold as if it was a 200 gold lead. So
yeah, that's pretty sad for an objective to only be 200 gold. So yeah, definitely a little sad about that. But if you can move it towards the soul, then it definitely becomes valuable. So
I agree.
See how this game goes. Looks like we might get some action in the mid lane here.
Zillion
forced to pop the ulti. Fruge is here. Looks like Jace's flash is back up. Oh, he doesn't quite get the ult off in time to not get knocked back by the Jace there. And then Jace is forced to burn the flash out. So that is definitely still a valuable gank, but they didn't quite get what they wanted there.
I think that was a simple case of Fruge kind of greeting his ult. I'm not sure. Or maybe mistiming it. Maybe thinking that Control was not going to knock him back that quickly.
Yeah, I didn't see if maybe he was trying to save it for right when he switched to melee form, or I didn't see if he was already in melee form, but yeah, just a slight mistiming there. It's very unfortunate. It's like we're seeing Toki is kind of experiencing the sadness of the ranged to melee matchup now. However, he actually gets the pull in, getting some damage.
Nocturne coming
Nocturne.
Coming for a simple gank. Was that a Tranimal bait? Was that intentional?
I'm not sure. Oh, actually, we have another fight in the bot lane. Nothing too much, just some trading here. Yeah, well played there from Bully to be there. I don't think Tranimal was in any trouble at all. If Kale's not ulted yet, so Fruge definitely cannot go for this. Oh, another fight here in the bot lane. Looks like
two fights happening simultaneously, top and bot.
Yeah, looks like they will pick up the ult or the kill onto Fruge.
Fruge.
Yeah, like I said, he can't go for that because the kill was still up. I'm gonna look real quick. Yeah, he just got baited by the kill ult there. He came in, Tranimal got down to about 100 HP, and then he just KO ulted, and the Nocturne finished him off.
Oh, that might be a simple case of miscommunication as another fight envelops.
Oh,
taking
wow,
Matthias out.
Yeah, kill actually comes down onto Matthias. I gotta say, this is not exactly the bot lane I was expecting here. Oh, actually, Jace is coming in for a gank here. They're completely out of mana. The flash is still up. He does flash the Jace Q, which is good. Braum will go down. TP is coming in from Verd. Verd will show up, but there's not really much Verd can do here to help. Fortunate TP for Verd there.
It only mitigates the damage Jace could do to try and affect that Ziggs, I think. So it was an unfortunate TP. Ziggs, I think, could have gotten out by himself. But just for assurance, I guess that's why he TP'd.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like they will be looking to take the Herald here in the top. Wait.
The Herald. Shelly says, "I am not going to you, Olaf. I am only chasing the Darius."
Wait, I'm just really surprised there why they didn't just switch aggro before Doki ran all the way back to the lane. Doki carries Shelly on his back all the way back to the lane before he finally drops her off in front of the tower and she runs all the way back to her home.
What can I tell you? Shelly must have been love struck with Toki.
I guess so. Toki did not want any of that though. They will still get the Herald despite it being probably a little later than it could have been. Ooh, looks like they actually looked for this.
3 men aiming for bot, knowing that Kale does not have ulti still.
Yeah, Kale ult is still down. Toki actually just about gets the solo there. They will let the bleed go through onto to get the kill onto Toki and also drop his Herald right away. This is going to be first tower and a lot of plate gold going really directly into mostly Toki's pocket.
Oh, is this the time and place that we see Toki putting on his big boy pants and carrying this team?
Yeah, quite possibly. Another little fight going here on the mid lane. Not too much going to happen out of that. Toki should probably be able to finish what I assume he's going for a Stridebreaker. Yeah, the Stridebreaker will be completed. Control getting some free time in the bot lane during all of that. So Toki, another fight here on the mid lane. Braum will be able to just jump out of that stun cage. Dragon will be coming up though. Braum is a little chunked. Toki appears to be heading on his way down here, whereas Tranimal is top lane without that TP.
Yeah, Kale does not have the TP. This is crucial. They might have to give this up because Tranimal has to. Tranimal's really not a champion. Kale's not really a champion until what level maybe 11 or 16.
11,
one of those numbers.
Yeah, actually, going straight into a fight here. A lot of ult cooldowns coming down. They will manage to pick off Matthias. The rest of the team will be out just fine. That was a lot of cooldowns used. Actually, 3 ultis. But Tranimal is still not here. He's just getting free time in this top lane, so they will have to give up this dragon. Maybe looking for a random steal. And they will not find it. Yeah, this game's looking more and more in the favor of the Verdant Monkeys here, as they're just continuing to get slight leads. They've come ahead about 1k now. They have a dragon to match the dragon of Team Jungle Control. And actually, that's a really good pick. If the Nocturne can come through, they're just about to be able to finish him. Will Force Form Bully be able to... Yes, he will.
Oh, that is a really good pick onto Ziggs.
I was thinking maybe Toasty had gotten out there, but he's just barely not able to get out of that range of the Nocturne Fear. That's a good pick there from the Nocturne pick.
Bully really showing up. Fill in the shoes of Tilted Tom. Not Tilted Tom, Little Garrett.
Yeah, absolutely. Bully definitely having a solid game. I will say I think they are starting to fall behind here, a little over 1k. Drags are even. Also have to keep in mind sheer amount of gold that Tokimon has over. Actually, if we could check the gold graphs, that'd be great. I'm curious how much Toki is over. Yeah, he's about 800 gold here over the Kale. However, Team Jungle Control scales really heavily, especially with that Kale and the Vigar. So if this game does go into the late game, and if they can stall it out,
you're right. I think that's the goal of TCC, only because they are playing for the long con. Jay scales pretty well into the mid game. Nocturne basically, if you give him a lead, he snowballs. Kale gets massive at level 16. Veigar too.
Couple ults there used. Looks like nothing will come of that. I gotta say, I kind of like the fact that the Verdant Monkeys are so willing to use their cooldowns. I mean, they kind of know that there isn't too much to be afraid of if they're burning these cooldowns, and they're definitely getting what they want from it. Actually, Braum here finding the Nocturne taking a big chunk of damage from the two of them, but
that Ziggs bomb was a little nasty.
Yeah,
chunked into nearly half health.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage. Notably though, Kale has, in all the time that Toki spent with the team, Kale has managed to close this farm gap completely, and actually close that gold gap pretty significantly as well. I'm not sure how many plates he got off the top lane, but
it's also that cold start. That cold start helps mitigate a lot of the problems that he faces, that Kale faces early.
Yeah, absolutely. He does have that coal completely
Emptied out.
Emptied. That's a good word. And he still has the option to sell it for another 180, I believe. So
that's true.
No,
little bit of damage onto Braum. Little bit of damage onto Braum. You know, just trying to show Monkey some dominance.
Right. He does have the Eclipse finish, but he doesn't have his not only his tier finished but stacked yet. So he's not doing too much. Oh. Okay, I was about to say not doing too much damage, but on the no armor, no tankiness target of Toasty, he does do a lot of damage with that EQ.
As long as Jace stays even or ahead most of the team, Jace just annihilates almost every squishy character in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Jace pick here into Darius and Olaf, with Darius and Olaf being pretty bruisery types that are going to have a lot of HP but not too much armor. As long as Braum isn't able to block every EQ with his shield in the later stages of the game, Jace is just going to shred that team. Looking for, actually they're going to run into Olaf here. That's an excellent Trunder Pillar. They'll use the ult to get through the slow. An excellent apprehend from Darius as they are going to get a kill onto the Nocturne. That's an excellent pick.
Lack of vision, or could be lack of vision, but very good pick on the side of the Verdant Monkeys.
Yeah, it was definitely slightly cheesy there from the Verdant Monkeys with the way they were just kind of sitting in that bush waiting for someone to show up, but it does pay off. Just
sometimes the cheese works, you know.
Yeah, sometimes it pays off for sure. They just very narrowly avoided the vision between the jungle control being in the river and that pink ward. They managed to find the bush where there was no vision and just waited for him, finding him.
Fair enough, yeah. Also, production, while we're kind of settling down for a bit as Dragon comes up, could we get a stack check on the Veigar? 94 stacks. 94 stacks currently on the Veigar, folks, just so everyone knows. I saw some requests on chat. They are going to trade Dragon for Baron for Dragon.
Or Herald for Dragon, yeah.
Oh, Herald for Dragon.
Yeah, a little less good.
Little early.
Looks like we will be having the Mountain Soul as well, which I would say is very nice for the Verdant Monkeys here. It's going to be really nice not only to have those shields to help reduce some of that Jace poke and maybe even a little bit of like Nocturne Q poke or Veigar Q poke, but also just having the shield on your high HP bruiser targets is going to be really nice.
Oh, I very much agree.
TP actually coming in from Tranwell here too.
Yeah, get some CS, save the tower, stop Olaf from getting any mammoth push going through.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll see. They did manage to pick up the Herald. Reformed Bully currently using it. Looks like they may actually be sending a bit of a squad down to possibly pick this Olaf, and if not, just to break one of these towers. I'd say they should definitely use it in the mid lane, because you're going to want that mid lane tower gone most of any tower, and with Ziggs and even the Zillion wave clear is pretty significant too. Between those two wave clears, it's going to be really hard to siege any towers.
That's true. Toki is just going to be split pushing for most of this part of his time, just because he can. They're not showing on the map, but they have good ward presence around the rivers, so they kind of know where everyone is.
Yeah, absolutely, and Toki's definitely very strong. I'd say the only person that could maybe 1v1 him here is if the Darius gets to get some poke down. Oh, actually, we have a pick on a Monkey here. Looks like Monkey was maybe going for some vision. Reform Bully will be able to ult. Oh, actually, but
Fujay goes in onto
here. First doing a lot of damage, forcing that kill ult out. Reform Bully will be going on to Toasty. Toasty's not really able to finish the Nocturne off and is forced to flash away. Meanwhile, Darius has come in 2P'd as well and has his 5-stack up. Oh, there's no kill ult either.
No.
Toki getting some really nice resets there, able to finish a couple kills off.
Yeah, Kale ulted the Nocturne during the beginning of the fight because Nocturne was heavily low.
Yeah, absolutely. First came in was huge damage onto that Nocturne, and they not only Nocturne flashed away at the same time as the kill came down, so a little unfortunate on those cooldowns. Wow, some very low HP numbers here. Control waiting this out. May actually try to follow with an EQ here, see if he can find it. He's just going on.
Blocked by the Braum.
Yeah, the front line will block that for their back line.
Oh wait, was that Braum? I don't think that was Braum.
I think
that was Darius. It was Darius.
Yeah.
Sorry, my screen is a little pixelated.
Yeah, same here. But oh, actually, Control maybe biting off a little more than he could chew. No, just some light poking. Guardians procs. Nothing too crazy going on here after that fight. But I just say Gold Lead has been closed a little bit. There was a dragon that did go over to the Verdant Monkeys, but aside from that, Jungle Control's starting to get this game back into the place where they want it to be. We'll say the Kale is looking reasonably strong right now, about to finish that second item. Like, those two items on Kale are kind of your power spike, and like we were saying earlier, he is around that level 11. It's getting level 11. Of course, 16 is a huge power spike, but your kind of mid-game power spike is that level 11, those two items. So she's going to be doing a lot of damage in these fights.
Yeah. Alright. Let's see, where are we now? Kale is just matching the Darius as there's a small ARAM going around from both sides. Oh, Blood, are you there?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, sorry. It was just really silent, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, we've just got our streams maybe just slightly pixelated. Trying to figure it out. At least on our end. Looks okay on the Twitch stream end.
So they drop the Herald just to get the push, get the slam to lower the health. Next streak is coming up in a few seconds. Red side is preparing for that.
Sorry about that. Looking back here, yeah, it looks like that Herald will be dropped. Did not get a tower off of it, it would appear, but yeah, this looks like they're maybe looking to siege here. Kind of have a little bit of a inside track on them. That tower's very low, but both these teams, it almost seems like they're both a little afraid of each other, which I think is definitely understandable, especially when a match like this matters so much for both teams.
True.
Both teams
for everyone, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
This match kind of dictates the sorting order, and if VMS wins, the sorting order kind of goes to chaos.
Toki will get the apprehend onto two people, but gets exhausted. No one has actually gone down yet. Fruge is in here with Toki, and actually the kill will come down. Fruge not able to finish anyone off. They will be able to finish him. Controlling the back line, also not able to finish anyone off. And
that was a trade for jungle. That was a trade for Olaf and Jace. So the TCC still has their jungler. They could still opt for this Drake.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Verdant Monkeys, while they do have this HP advantage, are not like actually double TP coming in here from. I like this play. I like this play a lot from. Good double bump right there. I like this play though to send the low HP members back and use the double TP back in while you have the jungler. Looks like they're having a lot of trouble getting through the zoning control of the Zillion and the Ziggs right now, though.
Jace and Olaf have come back already. They are now running for their life.
Oh, such low HP bars. Yeah, they just absolutely cannot get through this zone control. Kale, meanwhile, doing a lot of damage to Pokemon there is going to get him pretty low, but I don't think jungle control can actually stick around this Drake should go over to the Verdant Monkeys just due to the inability to get through those bombs and those minefields, really bombs for both characters. The absolute bomb squad from the Verdant Monkeys just throwing bombs left and right.
It's a good show from the bot lane of the Verdant Monkeys, only because that Ziggs poke is just way too immense, honestly. And Veigar does take a while to scale, and once he gets there, he'll be a force to be reckoned with. But right now, it's the Ziggs that'll overtake.
Yeah, absolutely. A little surprised to see the TP in there from Tokimon onto that dragon. Definitely think that was not totally necessary, but we'll be joining his team here for this. Actually, they tried to find a pick onto the Olaf, but the Olaf just kind of
walks away.
And walks away. That was actually a flash from control there to try and jump on him, but they just don't have the damage to get through him. And that'll honestly be a trade in the favor of Fruge just getting that flash cooldown out of the chase.
Yeah. Fruge is like Olaf is such a good champion because he's able to get out, and that kind of alleviates any mistakes that could happen in his way. And yeah, definitely shown right now with how he was positioning, and definitely they walked in, they found him, and he just got out with an ult scot-free.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely very strong to get through a lot of the zone control that they have with the really with the bot lane between the Trundle Pillar and the stun cage. However, later stages of the game, with Olaf having built Core Drinker Styrax, which is totally fine. Oh, actually, in the fight in the mid lane, an ult coming down onto the Ziggs here. He's not able to find him. Return damage will be coming back onto Reform Billy, and in the end, we just have a bunch of cooldowns traded. But they did actually get, it looks like, both flashes from the bot lane as well as the heal from the bot lane. So I would say, in terms of summoner spells used, definite win for Team Jungle Control there.
Oh, I agree. Nocturne, like Bully is doing a good job. Nocturne cooldown is almost at an all-time low, getting there. Bully should just be using it as soon as he's able, looking for plays as many times as he can.
Yeah, absolutely. That Nocturnal, just checking here, is actually at 58 seconds, so that'll be up again very soon. And with the Ziggs having no summoner spells left, it's very possible he could be finding a kill here with that Nocturnal.
I agree. As things wind down for a bit, the next objective to be looking at would be Baron for now. Dragon is coming up, and I'm not sure how much time that is, but it will be coming up a little over a minute. Nocturne does go in for the chase onto Verd.
Yeah, Verd getting engaged on by Nocturne here. They will actually get the Zanyas out. Oh, Verd will flash away. Trano will follow with the flash, and that'll be a kill onto Verd. Jungle Control has done a pretty good job across the board here with making sure that Zillion ult is not actually getting activated. They managed to wait it out and then pick him off there. Well played.
Yeah, well played on the side of Tranimal. He's trying to be the carry that his team needs him to be.
Ooh, actually, Tokimon caught completely out here. That's an excellent stun cage coming in there. And that'll be a huge shutdown on a Veigar. That's 700 gold there. Veigar now up in gold on his lane opponent. And with those two kills there, Team Jungle Control actually ahead in gold now, which the Soul, if drawn a blank, Verdant Monkeys, excuse me, if the Soul goes over to the Verdant Monkeys, that will be a definite win, a definite solid from him. Wait, Monkey, what are you doing? Monkey, what was that?
Monkey, you can't be there.
Yeah.
Your team can't help you. There's a Trundle Pillar right behind you. You're in a narrow space. You can't get out.
Yeah, I'm a little speechless there. It almost looked like he kind of wanted that fight, but even if he did want it, I mean, Toki is still dead and does not have TP. There's no way that would have been a better than a 4v4, if not even a 4v5 in the favor of Team Jungle Control. I'm shocked with Monkey there. Definitely an uncharacteristic misposition by Monkey. So hey, gotta call it out when it happens, though. I mean, he usually does.
That is true. That is true, and definitely it could be. I'm not giving him excuses, but it could be a miscommunication again.
Yeah, absolutely.
It has been looking like communication errors from both sides when plays happen. So, again, this is not a pro league, so we can't expect the most perfect of comms, correct?
Absolutely, we all make stupid mistakes, so you never know. Sometimes you'll see some bad plays. Actually, Chunk Control looking, I think they're assuming that the Verdant Monkeys will just go on to Soul here, but the Verdant Monkeys are here seeing this Baron being started, and this is not going to go full for them.
But Darius is not there.
Darius looking to secure Soul. I don't think they actually know that Darius isn't there either. I can check on Darius real quick here. Yeah, Darius has got the Soul about quarter of the way. Actually, Engage coming through from Reform Bully. Reform Bully forced to flash away, very low in HP.
Tranimal will actually go down.
Have a little trouble seeing here, sorry. Stopwatch from Fruge. Oh, Tranimal's ult comes through and will actually finish off the Olaf. This is actually a huge one fight from... Oh, that's an excellent JCQ to finish off the Toasty. Soul does go over in the favor of Verdant Monkeys here, but that was a 4v5 for Jungle Control that is very well won. And we'll see if they're able to get this Baron. Toki actually going for Apprehend. Kayle ult is not up, so if Toki does get the reset. Oh, Toki's getting some big damage here. Toki gets, I believe that's a quadra kill. Huge plays there from Toki. I don't know if you can start this Baron though.
The carry that the Verdant Monkeys need.
Yeah, huge play there from both Toki and Verd there to support him, helping him out. Although I would say Verd didn't do too much there. Very nice cleanup from Toki coming in with that flash, the resets. I gotta say, I think that Baron was extremely greedy by the Jungle Control. Coming in here for the kill, but oh no, his ult is still up and they're just gonna kill him.
Now they can secure this.
Yeah, they're right back onto Baron. There's still 20 seconds, it would appear. Or actually, excuse me. I can't see those numbers. Trundle is up. No one else is up. Actually, TP is coming through. They're doing it kind of slowly. We'll see if they can stop it. Looks like it should just about. Yeah, we'll go over to the favor here. Oh, completely caught out there. Looks like, yeah, Tactics was just totally killed there. Wow. This game has gone from looking very comfortable in the hands of Team Jungle Control, looking at a one fight. Sure, you gave Soul over, but they go for the Baron play. The Baron play completely misfires. They lose a fight and then try and get a couple picks afterwards. Lose, I think, a total of 7 kills between all of that. Toki gets a huge quadra, is absolutely massive this game. Baron goes over to the Verdant Monkeys, and now they are looking pretty content.
Yeah, and you know, it's rough. Jungle Control needs to understand that their goal is not Baron. Only because they have a Veigar APC, they have a Trundle support, they have a Jace who's on his way to scaling better, and then they have a Nocturne and a Kayle. And Kayle and Nocturne are the key damage dealers here for the Baron.
Looks like they may have actually found Fruge out. Fruge is forced to use the ulti, but does get enough movement speed to get pretty far away. They're still looking for this pick, though. They're getting a lot of damage down on the Fruge. Some big Ziggs damage coming through, though. They have to be really careful here. Verd is zooming in right now, although is zoned off from his team right now. Does not... Oh, he does have the flash. Is not forced to flash. Matthias, I believe, getting very low. Oh, Toki uses the ult onto that kill ult. That is your prime example of the kill counter to Darius. In the end, not much happens. A lot of cooldowns burn, but no kills going in either way.
Still in the favor of Verdant Monkeys, though, right? Just because absolutely. They have the Baron.
Yeah, having forced Jungle Control into the bot lane there, they are able to pick up a tower here. Maybe get some good damage on the second one, if not possibly taking it with that Ziggs W. But they, of course, have to be careful. Ooh, Monkey may have been caught out here. A lot of CC coming out of Monkey.
So much damage going into Monkey. Monkey gets the res. Monkey gets CC'd again!
Yeah, that's crazy. This
time lives to tell the tale.
Yeah, barely gets out of their life. Monkey initially gets enough damage happening again in the mid lane here. A lot of cooldowns are down. Very low health bars from Team Jungle Control. Oh, they all are going down here just barely. Looks like Tactics will be trying to survive here, but
think he goes down
actually
here.
not be enough.
Ooh.
Wow, the Zillion ult was up again to save them. This is why, or was that a GA? No, that was a GA. Excuse me, that was a GA. I couldn't see the effects there. Zillion ult, meanwhile, is up again. So looks like this should be the end of the game, though. I mean,
wow, this was such a game that was back and forth for a bit, and then was in favor of Team Jungle Control, and then they had their hands on the ball and they kind of fumbled it.
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
very unlucky on the side of Team Jungle Control, but kudos to Verdant Monkeys for pulling through.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge plays for Verdant Monkeys there. I gotta say, I don't think you can let Verd have his Zillion, man. I mean, he just looks so comfortable on it, and not only that, it's just such a hassle of a pick to deal with when you think you have a pick onto Braum there, and he just comes back at full HP. I mean, if you can't punish there's a couple things about this that I think is an issue. If you're picking Kale top, you already have one lane that's weak, and that you're going to have to be trying to cover a little bit.
Yeah.
And if you're already having to cover this Kale top lane, it means you're going to have a hard time punishing another lane if you're trying to cover your top lane. So if they're going to pick, unless Control can just absolutely bully the crap out of it, which he did a little bit, but I mean, he didn't really get any kills or that much of a farm lead. If you can't bully it solo in the mid lane and you can't put pressure onto it, then you can't let it scale into the late game.
Yeah.
I say they should just not let him have that Zillion.
I think so too. I think that this was the prime example of why you don't give Verd Zillion. Verd,
Yeah,
I
mean, look at his name, man. He named himself after Zillion.
That's true. They had such a fun time. I'm pretty sure Verd is ecstatic. He's off the rails just because he was able to play his one Zillion game, and he'll probably never get it again.
Yeah, absolutely. And let that be a message for anyone who anyone who's thinking, oh, it's fine, it's just Zillion, we'll just leave it up. You either got to deal with it or get rid of it, because I gotta say, it wasn't dull with that game, and I can count many times that Zillion ult saved them from whatever fight. So, but all in all, well played from the side of the Verdant Monkeys there, picking up the win. Honestly, looking like a very close game right until the end there, when they just managed to pick up a big fight into Baron, into another, forcing them out, shoving down mid lane.
Yeah.
And then just kind of closing out real quickly. So well played there. We should get into a little break here, and we'll be back soon.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in about a few minutes.
Legends never die when the world is calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name?
They need to shift. Did you tell them?
Yeah, I said yeah.
Oh, invite Wojtek. I got him.
There we
Oh my god.
Welcome everyone back to exciting matchup tonight. I have joined music in the office. We've got our workspaces here ready to go. As you can see, we are the only two ones working late in the office tonight.
Oh yeah. Oh, this
but
is
yeah,
gonna be
that
such a banger of a game, you know?
Yeah, that was an exciting series. Like we were both saying in the break there, I really think the big thing that they need to do, or I should say, Jungle Control needs to do, is not give Verd that Zillion. That pick definitely. I don't think you can look at any pick on the other team and say, well, that was the sole reason they won the game. But at the same time, I think Verd is just so comfortable on that champ, so unabusable on that champ, that you just can't be giving him his best champ.
Yeah, I think that was just also unfortunate on the draft side from the side of Team Jungle Control. They banned the Lee Sin, and then they ended up giving the Olaf, and they decided to pick the Veigar. Only because I know that's one of Tactical's strong choices. And Olaf just kind of gets to run down Veigar as long as he's able to, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I'd like to see Tranimal shift up the way he plays a little bit here. I think he was trying to. I think his thought process was probably something along the lines of, I'm going to play Kale. It should be, Toki doesn't have anything too strong into it. It should be pretty easy to scale up and then just carry in the later stages of the game. I think he should definitely still be trying to carry for his team, but I would like to see something possibly like that Lee Sin pick in lane that he could pressure with earlier on, rather than being a place that his team has to be aware of. And also just he has to take note of the jungler he's against. Like Frizzle will punish you if you pick Kale and aren't playing it like near perfectly. And I think the kill pick was fine. I don't think that was necessarily a problem for their team, but I'd like to see a little more aggressiveness from Tranimal.
Well, again, it's all about execution, right? The goal of Team Jungle Control from game one was to essentially scale, right? And wait until the end of the game. But they gave up a lot of the objectives, a lot of leeway from the dragons. They gave up the Baron through a mistake, through either a wrong call, or the Darius just got in and with a Zillion, just walked in, destroyed them, and then they took the Baron. But they either can't be giving up objectives that easily, or they can't be losing too many skirmishes in the early game. Only because if their goal is to scale, they can't be losing that many fights that early.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely agree with you here. We will be getting into the draft here, and not only would I like to see some differences in draft phase here, I would expect to see some differences. I think the LeBlanc ban is still definitely a necessity. Always should ban controls LeBlanc. He's not happy about it, but I think it needs to be done.
I have seen his LeBlanc. I do not want to fight his LeBlanc, even though I am a top lane main.
Yeah, well, that's the problem.
It's not fun.
That's the problem with his LeBlanc, is doesn't matter what your lane you're in, he'll probably show up there and kill you.
That's
true. Roam's on that champ a lot, very scary. Aurelia ban actually coming through again. I'm assuming Tranimal's probably been playing that.
The Nocturne ban instead in replacement of the Lee Sin.
Yeah, Nocturne ban from red side here. Curious to see. I would expect. Wow, they keep the bans of ban the Ahri again. I'm gonna say I still don't think they should just be giving him Jace so easily. Zig's taken off the table though. There's a little difference there. Ezreal though still up. We'll see if they will pick this early on. And yeah, actually, I didn't even notice Raymond in the chat saying Verd gets a Zillion again if he wants.
Unless someone else is willing to play Zillion on the enemy on the side of Team Jungle Control. I know only one person who does that on that team. And
are we talking about Are we talking about Matthias here?
Yeah, Matthias does. I've seen Matthias play the Zillion. from some practice or from some scrims or for some like norms, but I don't think it's his favorite thing to play.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's I don't think we're gonna see a steal, but there
Nope,
will be the Lulu pick.
we're gonna see. Oh my
Whoa,
goodness.
the Lulu Kog'Maw. Oh,
Okay, we'll see. They might be trolling us a little bit with hovers, but in the meantime, we've got Ezreal for Toasty, and I gotta say, I just don't agree with that Jhin ban. If you're gonna leave Ezreal out, like Toasty's, I don't know that Toasty would even favor Jhin over Ezreal right now. I'd prefer to see the Zillion ban coming out instead of that Jhin ban.
that's true. On the side of jungle control, I was wondering if they even considered a vert a problem on the Zillion, and I guess they're saying no. I don't think he was an extreme problem.
Wait
And
a second. This
oh.
Rise pick is really interesting. I'm not sure who plays that on that team.
There's only one person I know that would probably do it. And this is a confirmation from our production. This is most likely going to be the Rise jungle.
Oh,
Vert
that's
again
right.
on the Zillion.
Okay. I forgot that Fruge said he was going to play Rise jungle this week. I forgot about it. Okay.
Yes,
all right. We'll see. We'll see, Fruge. We'll see. We'll see how this goes for you.
This is real. This is real, folks. Team Verdant Monkeys aiming for the Zillion jungle in Game 2 of TCL, and the second to the last game of prelims.
Oh, Jarvan, that's interesting. I think Jarvan's definitely a solid pick here.
Yeah.
I guess we didn't know exactly what to expect from Reform Bully anyways, so, but yeah, Jarvan, solid pick all around. Jarvan into Rise, no idea how that matchup goes, because no idea how Rise jungle functions. I'm guessing it isn't great, but apparently it's good enough for Farouche to want to at least just give it a try. So, and then second round of bans here. We'll be banning Leona away from Monkey. I think that's a smart ban into your Kog'Maw Lulu, getting rid of that heavy engage in the bot lane.
Might be an Alistar ban or the Darius ban on
Toby. They didn't like the Darius. I think that's fair too. If you're gonna give them Zillion again, you definitely don't want that combo to come through again. Once again, I'm surprised that they're getting rid of that portion of it. I'd rather see the Zillion get banned, especially if you're running Lulu Kog'Maw, because as a Darius player, Lulu Kog'Maw is really sad for Darius to play into. You just get polymorphed and murdered, and it's really sad.
Ooh, the Kale response, because
Kale ban in response.
Yeah, banning the Darius did signify that they would most likely want to play Kale if you leave it up. So eliminate that scaly boy, and you look for another champion, tell Tranimal to go for another champion.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, especially, like I said last game or earlier while we were in draft, or before draft, I should say. Whoa!
Is this the Kog'Maw mid?
I have no idea what's happening here. This is craziness.
This is a little spicy from the side of Team Jungle Control. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, not sure. Well, I was about to say I would like to see some aggression from Tranimal here, but I don't know. Maybe he's pulling the weird Jinx top or something. I don't know. Tranimal's definitely got a very unusual champ pool for top lane. Meanwhile, Monkey picking up that Alistar are going to be really nice into that Kog'Maw Lulu to get that engage off.
And there is word from Abarn in the chat that Control has been practicing it mid, has been practicing the tank Kog'Maw mid.
I see. Interesting. Still weird, man. There's still a lot of craziness going on here. I have seen a little bit of the tank Poppy. Yeah, Poppy for Toki in the top lane here. I have seen a little bit of this like tank Kog'Maw going around. I think it's okay. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan, but we'll see. Ooh, I don't want to see 3 scaling lanes from. Okay, well. All right, we've got 3 scaling lanes once again from the side of Team Jungle Control. I don't know. Maybe Kog'Maw mid with tank isn't as much scaling as it is. I mean, it's got to be scaling. It's Kog'Maw. I don't know. This draft is weird. This draft is all over the place. Not at all what I would have expected from these teams. But
I mean, let's see. both sides are aiming for some spicy picks. From the side of Fujay going Rise jungle and Control going, in theory, tank Kog'Maw mid.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what to expect from this game. I don't think there's too much analyzing we could do here. What with Rise jungle, Kog'Maw mid, and 3 scaling lanes versus almost 3 scaling lanes. 3 scaling champs if you include Rise in the jungle with like Ezreal. Like, I don't know. This is this is pure chaos of a draft to me.
Yeah, this is gonna be very, very interesting.
I gotta say once again, I don't know. I don't think it's just because I think Jungle Control's draft is pretty crazy, and I don't think that alone is the reason that I really like Verdant Monkey's draft better. I'm just looking at this. I mean, the Rise Jungle, I'm gonna exclude that because who cares about? I don't know what to think of it. But I'm looking at the Zillion Alistair engage potential, and I'm looking at the severe lack of disengage, other than maybe Lulu on the other side. And then on top of that, Zillion can also throw Poppy in there. I mean, they have loads of engage, and they've got a Zillion to back it up. And if anyone mispositions or over engages, they've got a Zillion ult to just save them. So
yeah, this is crazy. Again, Control would probably be playing Kog'Maw like how he's played in the ADC role. In the most recent, is that Kog'Maw builds about 2 or 3 on hit items, and then basically goes randoins and beefy boy items after. So that's kind of what we're looking at, based from sources. It might not be the AP Kojima, so that's something to look forward to, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing some discussion in the chat about
Rise Jungle.
Rise Jungle. I definitely think Raymond has a good point here, where he's saying that Rise Jungle is going to have a real hard time punishing these 3 scaling lanes. I agree. I think the bigger deal here is, will Monkey be able to punish the 3 scaling lanes? We'll see. I would be really surprised if we don't see Monkey roaming, especially on the Kog'Maw.
That's true. If you let that Kog'Maw scale, that Lulu's gonna abandon her Jinx and then go straight on the Kog'Maw. Just because we know who the real carry is at the end of the day. Hopefully, right?
I really don't know who the real carry is. They've got 3 carries.
I'm turning purple again.
Oh, are you turning purple again?
Yeah, I'm kind of sniping the stream and I'm turning purple again.
Hey man,
that's okay. I'll remain Thanos for today. Okay, it's okay.
You're just a purple kind of guy, man.
I'm snapping today for Thanos. I'm in a Thanos mood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, okay. Well, this is if nothing else, I want this game to be exciting. I want to have a good either finish to the series, or we'll go into some scrapes for game 3. So we'll see. We'll see for sure.
If Team Jungle Control can fulfill their lifelong objective of actually being able to scale and getting to that condition, then I think they'll be all right. But the hardest part about this is the fact that they do not have anyone to kind of help them through the early game other than maybe J4, right?
Right.
And so it really depends on what kind of fights they can get early and seeing what kind of picks they can get early, to see if they can snowball that advantage.
Yeah, I will say there are a couple little benefits, like Gangplank in the very early stages of the lane actually can pressure pretty hard just with that grasp and Q. Lulu, of course, is very good at covering those scaling lanes, keeping people alive, so it's certainly not all bad in terms of looking at, we're just hoping for late game. But I'll say, though, I mean, if Team Jungle Control gets a lead, they definitely could just roll this game with how much damage could be coming out, but we'll have to see. We are immediately into another pause here. You probably don't see that yet as we're just being left in the caster booth, but we have another immediate pause on this game here. So
okay, it looks like something's happening. Teams are just waiting. But yeah, Blood, who do you think would win this? Or first, who do you think would win this? And then the second question is, who do you want to win this? That's the better question, right? So who do you think would win this, and who would want to win this?
Well, who do I think will win? I mean, just based on not only records but performance of last game, I think that. Well, I don't know. I think Fruge definitely had a pretty strong early presence on that Olaf and was able to punish that Kayle in the top lane and get Toki that lead. They have Ryze this time instead of Olaf. So I really don't know who's going to win this game. I think it's going to be very hard to call. I would like Team Jungle Control to win for a couple of reasons. First off, I want to see a game 3. I think it'd be exciting to see a game 3. Second,
right.
I want them to win the series as a whole for the sake of my own team, because it helps. If Verdant Monkeys lose here, it helps my own team's chances of getting a number 1 or 2 seed. But it is what it is. Doesn't matter too much for my team.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards the same thing with you. I do think based on record, it would be I would side for who I think would win with the Verdant Monkeys, but given that Fruge is not on that early game can punish you champion, Toki is not on someone that can kind of pick you. I think that they can't really punish that early. And again, like you said, it's up to Monkey to kind of punish this, right? If Monkey can pull off the good roams, the good fights, the good setups, then I would say the game goes to the Verdant Monkeys. But if they don't and they play passively and they let Jungle Control get to their objective, then Team Jungle Control should be able to kind of run this game down, right?
Yeah. I'd agree with you there for sure. I will say though, in terms of the scaling, aside from Monkey, I think it might be hard across the board to punish the scaling possibly, because Ezreal is a scaling champ in his own regard. Zilean honestly kind of is too. Not exactly in the same way, kind of scaling more towards the crazy utility potential and very low cooldowns as opposed to the heavy DPS. Whereas Poppy's kind of a good all-around champ. She'll be solid early in skirmishes. She'll scale well into late stages of the game. But the Gangplank pick, I think, if played properly, should be pretty darn good against Poppy, because Poppy's only way to get on top of Gangplank, of course, is to just charge straight into him. And if you just leave a barrel and stand on a barrel consistently, it's going to be hard for Poppy to get on top of you without getting really punished for it. So we'll see.
Small spectator. I think this is a delay.
Yeah, we're out of the pause. I think the game's just a little frozen because spectator does that sometimes. Yeah, it looks like we will finally be getting into this game. Sorry about that pause, everybody. Looks like we're seeing very comparable sums across the board. We got double TPs from both solo lanes, heals from both ADCs. Really the main difference is that, or really the only difference I should say, is that exhaust to ignite from Lulu versus the Alistar. I think that's exactly what we'd expect to. Toki is going to see this.
Invade. The infamous 12-inch invade from, or 12-inch's favorite invade, I would say, from the red side.
Yeah, interesting to see the full scaling comp with basically no CC and no real good level 1 abilities going for this invade, but I guess they'll get a ward down in a weird spot. I'm really confused. I mean, so the ward on the blue buff is great. That's good. That's what you should invade for. Oh, they're sticking around. Oh, they're looking for Toki, but they're also looking for Tactics here. A bit of a
Tactics flashes out.
Fight. Tactics will be forced to flash out. Looks like we'll only see an ignite for a flash burned, which is definitely worth it for
the bot lane of
for the bot lane here. Actually Control has stopped Toki's base, so Toki, they're really looking to punish this Ryze. I think this is excellent. This is exactly what you need to do. Toki's getting really low here. Maybe for
Toki gets first flooded.
He flashes, but he flashes as the Q is still there. And Tranimal will actually get away with first blood. And on top of that, they know Fruge has to start this blue buff if he wants to be able to clear his jungle whatsoever. And so they're just keeping him completely off right now.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Fruge steals it with a smite. It was a mismatch from
no.
Reformed Bully.
Oh, it looked like the smite left it at about 12 HP, and maybe Fruge's auto attack got it. I don't know. That's really bad, though. I mean, it's good. Tranimal got first blood. Toki has no flash. Tranimal has so much pressure in this top lane. But yeah, Bully Jarvan is now behind the Ryze jungle.
Oh no.
Man. This
is something you don't want to see even in a normal game. But it's okay. Let's see. Tranimal did get the first blood.
Yeah. It's
absolutely
absolutely by no means hopeless for them after, as bad as that start was for Jarvan. The flash taken off of Toki as well as the first blood going onto the Gangplank is absolutely huge. Like, this is just a hard winning lane for Gangplank now because Poppy has no way to pressure him solo. Oh my gosh, Fruge is Fruge Smited was almost having a hard time clearing his jungle there, as we might expect from Ryze jungle. But he's actually looking for early engage. Oh, they're going on to the flashless tactics.
Does he get the kill on Monkey though?
Oh, he might.
Oh,
he almost does. So close. So close.
Close, but no cigar tactics. Unfortunate.
Yeah, well played there from Monkey. Looks like he got the flash in, managed to just hit Jinx right back into Fruge. First blood, or excuse me, not the first blood. The kill will go over. Oh no, Bully! Oh no, you can't!
Bully.
Oh no!
Bully almost pulled a blabber there, folks. Going for the kill on the camp or scuttle and flashing out. Almost pulled the blabber.
Oh my goodness.
Didn't get punished for it, but yeah, I guess he loses his flash.
I'm a little sorry for laughing at that, but I'm also a little not, because I'm pretty sure he could have just queued it and walked away, but whatever.
Yeah, wait a minute, folks. Ryze waiting in the wings for this Kog'Maw.
Oh yeah, TP coming in.
They are now on the hunt for this Kog'Maw. Ooh. There's a flash from
well played from Bird.
There's a double bomb from Bird.
Troll will go down here, but Fruge may be in some big trouble here as he is forced to run away without flash. Jarvan, of course, doesn't have flash either, but will be able to finish him off with that Q.
Good looks on the J4.
Yeah, that's. I think that's honestly a one trade for jungle control here. I think getting Jarvan kind of back from that early deficit, as well as the kill not going on to this absurd Ryze jungle pick. I think that is definitely what they wanted. And
so he's on the board, no?
Well, actually, we talked about tank Kog'Maw mid, but it looks to me like he's got a lot of AP here.
Kog'Maw. Okay, correct. My sources have been proven wrong.
Yeah, Avarn sucks. Avarn was adamant that it was the tank Kog'Maw, but he will. Oh, actually, Toki is here without flash. They have to be really careful about this. Good knock up there. Kill will go over to Tranimal. Well played, punishing the flashless Poppy, who not only was flashless, but was forced to just be really behind in this lane due to Gangplank getting an early kill. Gangplank with 2 kills now. Fruge is going to have to be covering this lane if he doesn't want this Poppy to be dying on repeat, because... and I'm not even flaming Toki here, like... This is an unplayable lane.
This is a rough lane for Toki.
Yeah.
Not only did he not have TP, does he not have TP anymore, or early, Gangplank did get the first blood, and he's up in CS, and basically he's diveable as long as he's poked enough down, right?
Yeah, Toki's flash still not quite up yet. Tranimal not only having a 2-kill advantage at this point, but will have about a 20 farm lead. Toki might get a little bit back here, but Tranimal's not even leaving yet, and he doesn't even really need to. I mean, this is absolutely massive for Tranimal here in this top lane.
Oh, I agree. Monkey going for a cheeky Hex Flash.
I learned the other day, dude, the first time I've ever taken Hex Flash, that you need to channel it.
Oh yeah, but the funny part is the funny part is you can change your aim as you're channeling, right? Isn't that interesting? So that's interesting. When I first played it, when I first chose Hex Flash, when I was just supporting a friend for the lulz, right? I was like, you have to channel this, and then the next part was you have to choose precisely where you want to flash.
Yeah, no, I never play support, and of course I have no reason to take that in the top lane, so that's the first time I've ever taken Hex Flash. So that was a learning experience for me.
Yeah, it's a very eye-opening moment what supports have to go through when you have to learn how to use Hex Flash,
Yeah, absolutely. Bully looking like he may want to start this blue buff here.
There's no cryo on both sides, though.
Yeah, he may be able to do this off vision, which is a little ambitious, but obviously pretty good if it works out. I will say something to take note of. Ooh, Trano actually looking in the top lane here is not going to look too aggressive. Will not use that ult and try and run Poppy down. But something to take note of is these very big farm leads coming from both mid and top lane for the side of jungle control. That and first dragon hasn't gone over to them. I mean, we have a 30 farm lead in the mid lane. That's huge.
Honestly, I think this game is looking better shaped towards the side of team jungle control. They're playing to their strengths.
Tranimal will be getting completely goon squatted here. Looks like they should be able to pick him up pretty freely. Kill will go over to the rise. Yeah, and this is exactly what we were talking about beforehand. Monkey completely leaving top lane completely leaving bot lane, going all the way up to top lane to look for that. Reform Bully actually potentially looking for this kill onto Toasty. I think this is a really good response. There's no one down here. Oh, actually, Monkey making his way from top lane straight down to bot lane. Oh, Reform Bully forcing the flash. Reform Bully getting a little low himself.
Or flash. Bully is low. They need to run.
Yeah, the Alistar's showing up here. Alistar does not have Ignite. Lulu will come through. Monkey actually flashing there, I believe. Reform Bully looking for the kill onto Toasty is almost able to find. Oh, the Jinx rocket will finish him off.
A snipe from the Jinx rocket and Bully's still alive.
Monkey getting very low. No flash up. Oh, the flash slow. Double kill there for the Jinx. That's huge. Bird coming in trying to finish.
We're gonna get a triple onto the Bird.
Bird trying to finish, trying to get what he can, but unfortunately he's Zillion. He's thrown both his bombs. He has nothing left, and that is an excellent response play from Team Jungle Control there.
Yeah, excellent response, honestly. For one death on the top side, they got they got 2 kills.
Oh, and check it out, everyone. We're seeing the counter jungling rise. Oh my goodness, absolutely insane. Ooh, actually, Control forcing the ult from Zillion in the mid lane, but we have Fruge on the backside here, looking to punish this very defenseless Kog'Maw here. Kog'Maw will go down. Ooh, he flashes forward. I think he was maybe looking for
an auto
a little closer. Well, that or either maybe looking closer for the passive to kill, but it's not going to be anywhere near enough. And Fruge should be able to drop this Herald that he picked up during that bot lane play in the mid lane here if he chooses to do so, and he will. Fruge making this Rise jungle work as it was attempted to be punished, but not quite successfully punished in the early game. Bit of a fight going on here in the top lane. Oh, actually TP forced out from Verd to try and save Toki here. Double bombs coming through are not going to connect onto Tranimal. Tranimal just Wing that stun and able to walk away. Reform Bully in the meantime has showed up here. Oh, but we have to be careful as there are 2 members looking for Reform Bully of the Verdant Monkeys in this bush. Oh, he's had to have seen Monkey there. Yeah, this is an absolute goon squad from the Verdant Monkeys. Looks like they're going for this dive here. Looks like Monkey will go down. Oh, Toki! Oh, Toki's getting a little low there, but yeah, well played there from the Verdant Monkeys to get the numbers advantage. And with the second time that Monkey has now left lane and gone up to that top lane, I think Jungle Control should definitely not die to that for a third time. They need to be putting the wards up. They need to know that Alistar is not in lane, which means he is going to be ganking you. Despite all that, though, there's still 30 farm lead for both top and mid. So, in the end, even though a number of kills going over to the Verdant Monkeys, Jungle Control still remains up almost 1k. Oh, an excellent Hex Splash there.
Onto Tactical.
Monkey with the Hex Splash, all summoner spells, all cooldowns really burned immediately to keep the Jinx alive. Jinx is alive for now. We see Fruge coming in from the side. Don't think he'll be able to get anything here. They will see him on that ward as he's attacking it. Yeah, well played there from Monkey, but in the end just getting a bunch of cooldowns. Nothing too crazy happening. Jinx still retaining that shutdown. Looks like the next dragon will be coming up pretty soon here, within about a minute. It will be an Ocean Drake, so we're either getting Infernal or Cloud Soul. Tranimal getting a little greedy for that demolish proc, but will not be able to get it.
So while things are winding down, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this. There has been some controversy in the past about Tranimal's Gangplank. Tranimal's Gangplank is historically known for only building Sunderer, and there has been some argument whether or not Sunderer is good here, or because it doesn't really one-shot anyone, and that he should be aiming for the crits, right? What do you think about that? Because he's definitely going Sunderer once more. Oh, it's Try here.
Yeah. I think Triforce is probably better than Sunderer here, considering there's only. I mean, I guess there's two kind of tanky options from both. Oh, actually, Dragon will go over to blue here. That's pretty big. Oh, actually, Control caught out here. Will die once again. At this point, he's not even really worth that much. I mean, the fact that he's still up 40 farm or 35 farm on his lane is pretty important for him to have any gold here. As for the top lane, though, I gotta say, I don't play enough Gangplank these days. I used to play it a ton, but not since, not for a couple years, so I haven't played like the new items on him a ton. My personal favorite build on Gangplank is actually the Gale Force into the Essence Reaver, but I know that's a little unusual, but I really like it. The Essence Reaver will scale pretty heavily to do the most damage in the game, but yeah, I think Triforce is the play here, and I think
that or Shield Bow, right? Because the other popular build should be Shield Bow, no?
Yeah, Shield Bow is definitely a very solid item on Gangplank as well. I think they are going to need to they're going to need him to do the damage. I wouldn't be surprised to actually see one of the old-fashioned GP builds here of the Triforce into Styrax if he's trying to kind of be a little bit of a frontline bruisery type that still does a lot of damage. Actually, we're looking at a 3-man in the top lane here. The ult will come on to Toki, but Toki will be able to just flash away and gets that W speed up to just walk out.
Toki playing the safest of both worlds, trying to get away from the pressure from top lane, the top jungle lane.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I think I think Sunderer is still potentially fun on Gangplank. It just really depends on the game.
That's true. This is game 2, Zolik. There was
actually Ryze is ulted in the bot lane here. They're going to be looking, and actually will be getting on the kill onto Tactics here. Shutdown goes over to the Ryze. Oh, we're going to go back and we're going to watch again what happened here. Yeah, the ult just over. Jinx thought she was safe. Very far away from the turret there, but the Ryze coming in just to ult on top of him. He will not be safe, and honestly, this Ryze pick has completely gotten past the weak stages of the game. He's pretty strong now, so the Ryze jungle is not quite as much of a meme anymore. It's actually getting to be pretty scary here.
Yeah, and you know, that's not an Everfrost Ryze. That's a Luna's Tempest Ryze.
Yeah, absolutely. First, is that first turret? I believe that's first turret. Goes over to blue side here as they are getting more and more gold. Looks like they may also be getting a tower, not quite in the mid lane, but yeah, this game is honestly, this is kind of the same story of last game. I mean, a slight gold lead for Verdant Monkeys, but they also haven't quite punished enough, I think, for the amount of scaling on the other team. I will say, as long as we're getting a little low, of course, we'll still have this ult up. The amount of scaling on Jungle Control's team, I think they're pretty okay with the state of the game. I mean, maybe not so happy with how many kills Verd has. Monkey actually looking in here for the engage. Herald has been dropped. That tower will go down, so they actually have to be careful here as they no longer have a tower to be protected underneath. And in the end, they just get the tower. Actually, in the bot lane, the bot lane tower did go down to the Jinx as well, so that's actually two towers now in the favor of the Team Jungle Control, and that gives them the gold lead. Also, we are looking at an Infernal Soul this game, which is going to be a lot more influential for these two teams and the sheer amount of damage coming out from these two teams compared to that. Ooh, Verd going very low, not quite finished off. Okay, his ult will proc. Lulu getting very low as well. Trying to finish off Monkey. Monkey almost goes down, but they will be able to kill the Lulu.
That was really brave on the side of Lulu, trying to get Verd to blow his ulti. Unfortunately, the blue side, the Verdant Monkeys responded really, really well and really, really fast.
Yeah, good response there. I will say they almost managed to pick Monkey off. Monkey it looked like was forced to flash away.
Oh yeah, he had to flash away. That Ziggs ultimate was actually about to hit Monkey. Monkey flashed out as it was channeling.
Yeah. Like I was saying here, I do think that Tranimal is going to be going into this Triforce Strax build, which means we will definitely not be seeing crit unless he decides to just sit on 3 items of crit, which I think is not the play. Because then you'd be looking at a last item IE, which is certainly not the typical the typical way you would go through this build path. So I'd expect to see possibly some lethality, if not Cyrilda's Grudge or something pretty some kind of armor pen from the GP here.
That's true.
Which I think is definitely...
Oh, it does look like a dragon play.
We've got...
side of jungle control.
Yeah, Dragon's up. Tokimon is not there yet and does not have TP, so if they can finish this very quickly, and they do have decent zone control, that will be a pretty free Dragon pickup for Team Jungle Control. Well played. Ooh, Tranimal found by Monkey, but the team is not there to follow up. Just saying hello as they walk by, trading a couple cooldowns.
So this is looking. I just noticed this is looking to be an Infernal Soul. Was it actually good for the side of Team Jungle Control? If they can get the soul, I think the tables will turn.
Oh, absolutely. Whoever gets soul this game, as long as the game does not extend into the potential coin flip of Elder, the soul should just about win the game for whatever team takes it.
I agree.
Unless, of course, the game does not go that long. But I mean, it's 12 minutes out. I wouldn't expect to see a game much longer than potentially 12 minutes out for Soul. So I wouldn't expect to see a game too much longer than, or I wouldn't expect to see the game much shorter than 30 minutes. Oh, actually, another Rise ult coming through onto Tactics here. Tactics completely alone, getting absolutely obliterated
on a killing spree.
British actually taking a lot of damage from the tower there, but will receive the Zillion speed up to just run his way on out. And we're looking at actually 2 very large shutdowns on both Fruge and Zillion here. Fruge and Verd, we're looking at 400 and 500 gold shutdowns respectively. So if they are still slowly falling behind in gold, Team Jungle Control is, but if they can find one of these shutdowns, that gold gap would be closed up pretty easily.
Yeah. Ooh.
Looking for control here. Ooh, control.
Oh, there is a TP.
Oh, well played there from Fruge. Fruge knew. The explosion now. Fruge. Oh, but the Jinx rocket coming in. Verd with the block. The clock block, if you will.
Oh.
Yeah. No, well played there from Fruge, knowing that control, knowing not only that Zillion's not there to ult him, to save him, but also knowing that control definitely had the damage to blow him up. Just flashes in order to get the CC down, and then immediately drops the Zanya's. Oh, very aggressive there from Perform Bully, but you can't be looking for this. Perform Bully just CC'd to death, almost to death. Yeah, we'll finally go down.
Jinx doesn't have enough damage to interact with them. Even if before is tanking almost all of their damage.
Yeah, and Tranimal might have the damage, but he wasn't even quite there yet. So definitely a little ambitious there from Reform Bully. Tranimal slightly failing that 3-barrel combo. Verd getting chunked a little bit. Does have to be careful from the range of this AP Kog'Maw, but things are looking moderately comfortable at this point for the Verdant Monkeys. They've got themselves a nice little gold lead here, about 3k. Looking for a pick here onto Matthias. Oh, Fruge will take the Blastberry over. Not quite able to finish off Matthias. Oh, he will finally go down. Fruge gets very low and it receives a Zillion ult. This could be a big play for the Team Jungle Control. A lot of damage coming through onto Fruge. Oh, the shutdown will finally go down, but the double bomb from Verd. Oh, Verd's
will they be able to get another?
They are able to get another shutdown.
Another shutdown, another kill.
Huge shutdown.
Double kill on the Jinx. Jinx. Oh, this is very juicy for Tactics.
So bad for the Verdant Monkeys there. Shutdowns going onto both Jinx and Gangplank there. Both of them just got about at least 1,000 gold in their pockets there. Tranimal up almost 3k on his lane opponent. Furge, meanwhile, also up about 3k, whereas the rest are somewhat even. Monkey does have it. Actually 1,500 gold is a lot, or 1,800, I should say, is a lot in the support role down there. But yeah, that's
Monkey doing the work.
That's absolutely not what not what the Verdant Monkeys wanted to do. Actually, Furge having such a big shutdown that he still has a shutdown after dying there. So honestly, the timing of that couldn't have been worse, I think, for the Verdant Monkeys, because it's not only before Dragon, it also gives Chungo Control enough time to go and buy their items off of that before this Dragon. So
yeah.
I mean,
look at this. Sorry to interrupt, but look at this. Jinx has the Lord Doms already.
Yeah.
He is leading to her IE.
Yeah, absolutely. Second item, Lord Doms, is, I think, actually a pretty big deal here. I mean, Tranimal not having much pen yet. I mean, he does have the pen from the barrels, but someone's going to need to cut through this front line. I definitely respect the Lord Dom's second item here. Control also having that Horizon focus is going to be doing a lot of damage from the rain from a big distance. Looks like Verdant Monkeys will have gotten the inside track here. Oh, Reform Bully going in with the engage. Will just immediately get blown up. Not really much else coming through. Gangplank kind of getting chunked here. Will survive. Sorry, it's a little hard to see. Ult onto Monkey here. GP will go down. Actually, all the members of Team Chungo Control will be going down. And that'll be Control finished off. That is a clean 5-for-0 ace. I gotta say, Reform Bully cannot make those plays because, like, the Jarvan pick, I think is reasonable for the side of the Verdant Monkey, or excuse me, Chungo Control. In terms of like the early game and kind of being the strong early game pick, but at this stage of the game, he just needs to wait. He just needs to wait to either get engaged on or to let his team poke, because if he ever tries to engage, that's exactly what's going to happen. He doesn't have the Zillion ult like the other team does. He's just going to get one shot, and he can't be doing that.
Yeah, it's just not fulfilling again the conditions that were set for them.
Oh, actually.
Oh.
Is that a steal? That's a steal! He actually steals Baron! Oh my goodness.
This could hold Team Chungo Control for quite a bit.
The Reform Bully says to his team, I'm sorry I just entered you, let me make it up to you. I got the Baron, guys, don't worry about it.
Oh man.
Wow, yeah, that's absolutely massive. Not only does that, I mean, that's a 3k. Oh my god. It's still a 3k difference, but they can definitely hold this really well. Oh man, lots of talk in the chat. Smite feels 900 Fruge. They know how to now they're really cosplaying TJ. Oh man. Oh, I'm just laughing because if you didn't see that, I'm not gonna repeat it, but it had to do with something with someone who might have said something about, you know, bots and all chat might have just got.
Oh, I have seen that. I have seen that. And
yeah.
It was pretty hilarious.
Chat probably can't read it because it's Twitch chat is covered. Yeah, so someone might have gotten some payback for some words that were said earlier on.
let's just say without giving away too much Twitch chat, the all chat is getting spicy, but we can't give it away.
Yeah, we definitely won't. Won't repeat anything. Sorry, that's why I was laughing. Anyways, back to the game. What I was gonna say is it is a 3k, but it's also just been prevented from being a 6k deficit. I mean,
it's even starting to decrease. It's heading to a 2k.
Yeah, I mean, Baron is
slowly shifting.
Baron's 1,500 gold, 300 apiece. So instead of losing 1,500 gold, they give 1,500 gold there. And this game was actually just saved by Bully, even though it was also just thrown by Bully.
Ghosty going for a cheeky attempt on Bully just to throw some damage his way, padding the stats.
Yeah, absolutely. Despite having the Baron, Team Chungo Control is definitely on the back foot here. I mean, they're definitely looking to hold on to their hopes of a playoff spot here, as they're desperately trying to survive in this game. It's not hopeless. It's dangerous for sure. I mean, it's 21-9. They're losing. They actually, I will say, one thing that's really nice for them is they have not lost inner turrets yet. Not even just inhib turrets. They haven't lost any inner turrets yet. So like the map is still fairly comfortable for them to play defensively in. I mean, this game is seriously just going to come down to whoever team fights better. Because one team fight at this point could potentially be the game. I mean, it's going to be opening up.
It will skew in the favor of like anyone, whoever wins that team fight.
Yeah.
Also, as we mentioned before, whoever controls that dragon first is gonna more likely than not be able to get everything.
And this dragon is coming up in a minute and a half, which means we're going to be seeing a big fight. I think both teams are partially biding their time, but also just kind of actually they're looking for Tranimal here in the bot lane. Monkey looking like he wants to hex flash over here and go for this 2v1 under tower. Tranimal feeling a little afraid right now, definitely not wanting to be picked off for dragon. Both teams playing a combination of a little scared and a little aggressive in the bot lane. Oh, actually Tranimal forced to flash away. That's huge damage from the Rise there.
Tranimal did not know that Ali was there, but honestly the Rise damage is just too much.
Yeah, absolutely. Alistair, I don't think even touched him there, so definitely needing to flash away from that huge DPS, and Tranimal really not doing too much of his own DPS in comparison, because he did land the barrel, but it maybe did half the Rise's HP, whereas the Rise combo did most of his HP through the Sterex. Actually, no, the Sterex did not get popped. I take that back. So that's still good for them, but breaking open the map a little bit. They've got a few. Oh, actually, ult comes down on the Fruits. They're going to be attempting. Yeah,
Rise gets out with an ulti.
Going to be attempting to catch him, but the ults are traded. I think that's honestly a little bit of a win for Monkeys. So GP ult can definitely be a painful zoning tool in team fights, whereas the Rise ult may not even come into play in team fights. But yeah, Infernal Dragon will be coming up, and I think Jungle Control has just elected to give this. Can't say I can argue with that too much. I mean, it's definitely scary. Oh, looking for the steal with the rocket, not quite going to find it.
The rocket has seen nerfs. It no longer can one shot at 2K.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you could definitely still miss smite and
that is true.
It, or if
you're really that pressured, you could.
If you're my team, you can just lose it to a Jinx rocket without smiting.
Is that a jab at Joa?
That's a little bit, yeah. I think his smite wasn't up, but I just remember we did get a dragon stolen by Jinx rocket even after the nerf. So
it's okay, Joa. We still love you in this. In your former team still loves you.
Man, his current team loves him too. Everyone loves Joa.
True. Joa's a sweet guy. But alright, back to the game. Oh, this is pretty crazy. The kills. This game is still not that terrible yet. It's still not completely lost on the side of TCC, but they have to pull some legwork in order to actually get back into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this game, I think, at this point is just like pure tension. Like, at any point in time, Jungle Control could just lose the fight and therefore just 100% lose the game on the spot. Whereas on the flip side, oh, Jarvan is walking into two people here. He's got to be really careful. Okay, is able to get away. Oh, Zillion will flash to slow him down. Will repeat. That will be the catch onto Reform Bully. Wow. Continued fights going on. Monkey looking for Tranimal. Fruge's ult will come through. They'll get safely into the base, but oh, Fruge actually flashing over the wall, getting the full combo off, blowing up.
Fruge gets popped by the Gangplank.
The Gangplank, I believe, is called Death's Daughter, comes down and smacks Fruge. Monkey very low, is in Zillion ult, but will also be another shutdown for Tranimal. That initially looked really bad with the pick onto the Jarvan, but Fruge and Monkey going for a little too much in the base there as they are picked off and giving two shutdowns, both onto the Gangplank back over to the sides of Team Jungle Control.
Honestly, just good for the side of Team Jungle Control, letting this happen.
Pokemon here, good flash there from Tactics. See if he's able to get out. He is able to create some space.
Ooh,
actually, he's doing a lot of damage. Might actually get him in return. The Jarvan ult comes down onto Verd. Verd does not have his flashes. He's already flashed in. Pokemon very low. Oh, Tranimal with the TP behind. Tranimal gonna land the barrel. actually not doing that much damage to Toasty, as Toasty does have the Frozen Heart, but Bird will go down here as Control managed to get his first kill onto the board here. That's another big pick. That's a 50-second timer. If Team Jungle Control can reset here and skid over to this Baron, or just not reset, which I don't agree with, they may be able to take this Baron, but Control does have TP, Control resetting. Baron started by Bully. They have to be really careful here, as Bully might just get one shot, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Team was definitely split there on that call. Control is back though. Control TPing in. Monkey actually
getting chunked
really low. Ezreal going to be coming through, hitting a couple members, getting some good damage. Tranimal does now have this Guardian Angel, which could be a hassle to get through for Verdant Monkeys, but with that pick in return, actually Control chasing Fruge down with the ults. Fruge has to be very careful here. They will actually be able to finally break through this mid tower as Monkey is forced to base, but a lot of action happening. Oh, Fruge actually taking a lot of damage here. Fruge actually should go down here. Fruge getting caught out by the Gangplank ult. That'll be a Baron for Team Jungle Control, 100%.
Unless something happens here, but they should just walk back.
Yeah,
just walk back, get the Drake. I mean, get the Baron. They don't have to do anything fancy.
They sit here, maybe clear vision. They need to wait. They're not waiting for Bully though. Bully is not quite there. They are shredding it, but they don't. Neither team has a smite. They have to be really careful here. So the Zillion Bomb is huge. The Zillion Bomb hits 3. The
my god, Bobby through. Takes him out of here.
No, GP.
It looks like they're gonna continue Baron.
Wow, that's. Oh, you hate to see it, man. I don't know. That's the second time that I've seen.
Monkey's about to get Control too.
Yeah, I don't know. Control might be about to get Monkey. Control's dishing out a lot of DPS, but he's Doom and forced to run away here. Actually, Monkey's maybe continuing to look for Control here. He's kind of chasing him down.
Yeah, don't let Control back.
Control will safely get into the base though. And we've seen the throw at Baron, and I gotta say, both times it was just a matter of not being there as a team. Ooh. Control actually did kill Monkey. I didn't even see what happened there. Oh, but there's an Ezreal. Oh, okay. He picked the wrong side. Wow. Okay, that's a lot.
Crazy game.
So Monkey is down for Dragon, but with Dragon having just spawned and there still being 2 members down onto on the
Control could do his best to kind of mitigate them from being zone them out, but I think they're just gonna take this.
Yeah, the steal will not come through. Tactics actually doing a lot of damage.
Ooh, that is really close.
They're actually gonna find Toki here. He will ult Jinx away. Actually, that'll be enough. Control doesn't have the damage to finish him off. That'll be enough to get him out of there alive. That will be the Infernal Soul for the Verdant Monkeys. And I gotta say, with these double bombs that have been just absolutely annihilating them in these team fights, I once again reiterate my decision, or my my thoughts on not giving Bird his Zillion.
Oh yeah. Like we talked about this again during the break. Why are we giving the Zillion through? But you know, it's Team Jungle Control's decision. They let it through, so they must have thought it was not a big issue.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is definitely an issue here. Oh, actually, Tranimal may be a little bit caught here. Tranimal actually missing the spell shield. They're looking to gauge onto Fruge, but Fruge is just way too big with that Zillion ult. Fruge will just obliterate both Gangplank and Jarvan. Yeah, Bully's just so far behind at this point. That should be the game, I think, if not at least a very broken apart base. I mean, we're looking at another 40 seconds-ish on both Tranimal and the Jarvan. Although, I will say they don't have waves, so maybe it's not totally hopeless yet, but there is still the Baron, there is still the Infernal Soul. I think we're looking at least 2 inhibis falling here.
Yeah. Let's see where this leads.
The flash engage from Monkey onto Control. Control will be able to flash away. That's huge damage from Fruge onto the Lulu. And Control will just be caught in the CC. Oh, actually, the trade. That is better than nothing. Yeah, better than nothing for Jungle Control, but unless the Jarvan and Gangplank can defend the base here, once again, like, they're at least losing the 2 inhibs here, and this is just looking worse and worse for Team Jungle Control.
That's very rough.
Not only that, but I just noticed we're looking at a 9k gold lead as well for the side of the Verdant Monkeys. There's not much they can do to defend. I would expect to just see a pretty slow closeout. Jarvan being killed once again. Tokimon will not go down with that Zillion ult, but the rest of the team... Oh, actually, a few kills coming out in the end, but Verdant Monkeys actually possibly toying with their prey a little bit here as they're looking for a few more kills before the end of the game, but that will be a 2-0 in the favor of the Verdant Monkeys, and that will be Team Jungle Control knocked out of the playoff runnings, as well as Team Kangaroo Corral making it into playoffs.
This is it. This has decided the 2 out of 4 possibilities that are going to happen tomorrow. But hey, we look forward to that. We look forward to that match tomorrow. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. May see some damage graphs here. Honestly, not too surprising seeing big DPS from all the carries and not so much from the non-carries. But yeah, well played there from the Verdant Monkeys. I think Team Jungle Control in both games definitely had moments where it was looking like they had some opportunities to win, but unfortunately, it just did not come together from them. And that will be the series for the Verdant Monkeys.
Who is your MVP here, if I may ask? Like, what do you think?
I mean, I gotta say Verd, man. I mean, not for multiple reasons. Not only would I like to talk to Verd, I would like to hear what he would say about his Zillion not being banned. I think his Zillion was very strong in both games. And yeah, I don't know. What about you?
For me, it's between Verd and Fruge, only because Fruge has kind of pushed the leads or pushed the early games so far, even as Rise Jungle, right? He's pushed early games so far ahead really well. But I also agree with the Verd. Verd got his Zillion twice in a row. I really want to hear his expression. Was he screaming for joy? Was he freaking out? Was he just calm as a cucumber? I want to hear it too.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, but Fruge has just told me that he wants Verd to have the interview anyway, so we're going to get Verd in here.
All right. Sounds good.
Whoa. Welcome, Mr. Verd the man.
Oh, did I get MVP?
Oh, you got the MVP, man. You're in the interview right now.
Should have gave it to Fruge. Did you see that Rise game?
Nah, dude, forget his Rise game. We're focused on we're focused on your Zillion right now. First and foremost, we have to ask, how'd you feel that first moment when you saw that third ban come through in game 1 and it wasn't Zillion?
I mean, I thought it was a trick at first. But I mean, which to be fair, they did pick 2 champions that are good into it. Jace is especially good into it, and Cog, like, he can just blow my ult from like 3,000 units away, and then so I thought it was a good pick. I thought that they had a plan. I mean, I could see why they didn't ban it.
Sure. So how about the second game? Were you expecting to get it 2 game, not only 1 game when I don't think you've played it all season, but 2 games in a row?
Well, that brings me to my other point, is I thought possibly they were leaving it open so that when they had first pick, if we didn't pick it first, Matthias would pick it.
Mm-hmm.
So first game we picked it as a flex because Monkey might have played it, and then we picked Ziggs too because Ziggs is good into Zillion, so we figured we could flex that too. But then we ended up in this weird situation. We had like 4 flex picks, and we didn't know where anyone was going. So I don't know. The second game I was just surprised. I really was surprised they left it open.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta say you had some pretty insane double bombs there, especially in that Baron fight. Were you guys worried, I'd say, at any point in time during those games? I mean, they were pretty close games. What was kind of your thought process going into like the later stages of the game, especially with the amount of weight on this game on both teams, especially their team? What were you guys thinking through the later stages of the game?
I think the first game was a little bit more stressful just because we were playing. I don't know. The first game felt really close. It felt like we were really trying. And
it really was until that last fight.
And the fights were very scattered, so even for Zillion, it's tough. Like Olaf's going in deep.
Yeah.
And then I got Jace waiting to click on me, so it's hard to get in range to really help them out. So I'm really peeling for Toasty. And again, Control played it really well. I ulted Toasty 3 times that first game, and each time he waited for a second my ultimate to hit him, then he went right on to me. But again, I think we just took advantage of our lead and we just outstatted them. I think towards the middle to the end of the game.
Yeah,
And sorry,
absolutely.
what was the rest of the question? Sorry.
Oh, it was just what was your thoughts on the later stages of the game? So I mean, you answered it.
Yeah.
And also that was something we definitely touched on was they did leave it up, and we were surprised by that. But I think they also did play pretty well into it. There were a lot of times your ult was not getting activated, so they definitely did.
The one
what was
death
needed.
I had this year, one death I had this year, I was very upset about was the bot lane where Bully ulted me on Nocturne, and I had like PTSD of being Nocturne ulted like 100 times before, where he ults you and then 3/4 of your life is gone, but Bully just did no damage.
Yeah.
So I ulted myself way too early, and I had designers, and then I had the flash, and Trana will flash autoed me. It was a big rip.
Yeah, absolutely. What about Fruge's Rise jungle pick? Can you give any thoughts on that?
He trolled all four of us. We had no idea he was going to do that. He said, "For fun it." He's like, "It's time." He's like, "There's nothing better." We were going to pick like Rumble, I think, or something. I don't remember exactly what he was going to pick, but yeah, he kind of trolled us. But I mean, he didn't troll us because I mean, he popped off, you know? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to say, I think that game may have been pretty different if he wasn't able to steal that blue away from level.
Oh, yeah, he said that. He said
one.
He as soon as he stole the blue, he goes, "If we didn't steal his blue, I was forfeiting." Because
it was
so upset.
It was gonna be really sad. But how about you, Music? You got any questions for Mr. Bird here?
Nah, man, that's all I needed to hear. I was just happy to hear that Verd got his champions. I was happy to hear that Fruge had fun. Also, the really clutch thing about the stealing the blue back for himself. It was just a banger. Congrats again. Congrats to effectively kicking TCC out of playoffs and bringing TKC back in.
Yeah, absolutely. Verge, you got any closing thoughts for us here? Anything you want to maybe say to?
How are you guys not going to mention Toki and his Quadra-Kill Baron?
What's that?
Oh, how you're not going to mention Toki and his Quadra-Kill Baron?
We talked about it for sure.
Talked about it, yeah. Toki, we said it earlier. Toki put on his big boy pants game one and kind of just ran everyone down like a lawnmower, man.
Absolutely.
That first game, to be completely frank, I think without that, I think we were in deep trouble.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Toki, you want to shout out? Monkey, obviously, good shot calling. And it was just we were playing really good. I'm really happy with the way everything's turning out.
Good stuff, man. You got any words for the other teams as you're going into playoffs here, or is that about it for you?
I said it to them in the lobby. You know, like I respect the shit out of them for not banning Zilean. Very, very bold.
All right, man. All right, good stuff. I'm gonna move you on out of here, and we're gonna close up this stream.
Yeah.
That was
everyone.
Yeah, definitely an exciting series. Had some close games for a while there, but Verdant Monkeys prevailing in the end. We will be having our final, absolute last TCL Season 3 regular season match tomorrow with Team Dark Horse, which is your team, Music, I believe.
Yeah.
Versus
front to back, which is TJ's
front to back. Yeah. So with these results coming through the way they did, Monkeys is looking pretty comfortable for the second place seed. My own team is looking at a potential second place, possibly if front to back were to lose. Music, do you know the state of your team's potential?
Yeah. So for us to even get to the top two seeds, is TCC needed to win today.
I see.
And that wasn't the case. So now, our team is gonna have a long talk, with what we're gonna do tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Given what we know. But maybe we'll see some interesting stuff, or maybe you'll see some standard stuff. Because we are set for playoffs already. So it doesn't matter what happens. Well, we'll play tomorrow, right? But again. It matters if we're gonna go for the circle of I don't know what's gonna happen if there's a 3-way tie, or if there's gonna be just a full set of clean lineups for first to sixth seed.
Yeah, absolutely. So tune back in tomorrow. Should be pretty exciting to see that final matchup, and then be getting into our playoffs of season 3 TCL. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Have a good night, guys.